It's very fascinating with Gaia. The last few times that I'm just here and she's like getting excited. It's very interesting. Like that's what I'm getting from that action. I get that excitement energy when I connect with her, when I feel into the environment through the body. So who is feeling through that? The body is. And that's the privilege that you get when you properly care for these bodies. Then you are given access to a lot of information and knowledge from your body. And who is that? Your body is the one translating the energy of Gaia. And so Gaia is so excited to have all of this teaching from Jesus. And I can feel the excitement of that energy. Very, very interesting. And so when we do care about these bodies, more, you have to care more for it. Because we have been trained what the body is, and we haven't been trained very well about the reality of what the body is and how this system actually operates. So the main message is to pay attention to your body, because everyone that I'm speaking to, you have been so there's been a lot of misinformation, well-meaning, by the people presenting that information. They didn't know any better, right? Like there is that. So there is a comprehension of how this all came about. But now that we know where we're at, truly, that's the first thing, to truly grasp where you're at energetically. Because this being, he thought he was one place the first half of his life or more. Right? So I felt like I went into a discussion with my body about like, no, half? That just means that I have just another half left. No, I want more than that. That's what... Sorry, I didn't verbalize that right away, because I was just like, well, what's that got to do with, like, I was just trying to figure out what... But that's what it is. Like, these are the different aspects that we have. Everyone has these. It's just that we're getting more familiarized with how it is, with all of these impulses and voices, and how we can affect this environment. Because many beings are going to perhaps start to, if not already, start to hear voices and things like that. Hopefully there is enough information and support that, at least online, so that you can figure stuff out if you just have a desire, right? So that you can get yourself moving upward in frequency and out of these cycles of energy, so that you don't cycle around anymore. That is the main issue we see in today's society, are beings going around in cycles, energy cycles, which mimics the energy programming that just repeats as a tape player. That's the mirrored reflection between the knower and the feeler. If you've followed us enough, the knower being the masculine energy, the consciousness, and the feeler being the feminine. Even masculine and feminine things are so misunderstood on your planet. And we are coming here to bring a lot of clarity, that when you listen to it, you will get that, there's a different resonance with what is being spoken here than what's being spoken on the news, let's say. Right? There's a different frequency, and your body can feel that, because there's a depth. Some pipes wanting to burst open. So there is some depth to where this information is coming from, and your body can feel that. Your body sniffs that stuff out. The question is, are you paying attention to your body? Are you actually listening to your body? Are you listening to those feelings? Or have you made those things not important in your life, which will obviously produce imbalance in your life? Simple. What's inside gets reflected outside. Right? So, looking at how we are doing things internally is how we are changing the outside. So it doesn't really work to look at that person or that relationship or that. They're all stepping stones for you to comprehend more of who you are. That is their main purpose, right? All of this other drama stuff, that is these cycles of energy again, right? And they're more focused on the outside then, so that you don't even look at what energies you have to harmonize inside of you in order for it to change. Right? I mean, when you think about it, it makes sense. In order for us to change the outside, we have to figure out what is actually, how can I read this? How can I read this energy? Right? So there needs to be training there. We do have a free 28-day consciousness shift training so that you can get started with learning how to maneuver energy like this. Because it is an art form and it requires some reprogramming and some habit building in order to get into a different state of frequency like this, where magic seems to happen around, where Gaia is speaking and they are speaking and I'm speaking, and I've made sense of this. The soul, I've made sense of this, right? To channel Jesus, fully connected, at least as full as I am connected to Gaia, right? Because then I'm opening up for other pathways and other options. That's important too. That we are making sure that our language is expansive, so that we are actually speaking in a way that actually promotes growth. Those things are important, because those things are habits of how well we are actually our own best cheerleader, right? And we need to be a good cheerleader for ourselves. That is a healthy state. There are many energy calibrations that has been seen as rude, that is actually a very healthy individual. So take away the judgment of what you think a person should or shouldn't be. Don't go into another relationship just assuming that you know who this person is, because you don't. You truly don't know them. you're projecting your own things onto them. Very, very often. If you're in a dualistic perspective, you are doing that. Because you're not seeing reality. That's the proof that you're in a dualistic perspective. There is you can read it very clear. When you've learned how to read energy, you can read this very clear. We love you. We want to empower you with our wisdom so that we empower you in the years to come, so that you are able to bring these light-producing vessels, let's call them, that you can manage to grow that light and those frequencies on a much grander scale. And that's what we hope for you. That you land your light and that you are 100% in harmony with who you are and who the body is, and have aligned those so that your soul is coming through here. That is who you are. All these other ones, they're other energies thwarting the energy. We have to be in the middle, centered, seeing energy correctly. Feeling energy, opening up to the body so we can read the body, because only then can you make sense of things, because then you have an accurate read. That's what you do as a soul. You read the body, right? So then you know what's going on for the body, and then you have to take that into consideration. That is what a healthy masculine does. He takes the woman's point of view into consideration, which is both the woman and his body. You can't forget his body, which is himself, right? We see him, And that's all of these sacrificial. We're not here to sacrifice. We're not here to sacrifice our joy for anything or anyone. We're here to build on the joy. Get out of these cycles of suffering, these cycles of energy loops, we call them, because they're literally programs in the mind that create in the body, that create something in the body, either a loop it's just going in a loop, and there are energies that the body is responding to. And it's your job as the one that can do something to read the body and to make alterations. That's why you have to take action. That is your masculine. Masculine takes action. It goes, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea, let's go for it. That's the one that says that just goes for it because he knows what's correct for the body and for the whole, right? So it's about calibrating those so that your energy can come through better. That's what that does. It makes your energy come through better. That harmony. We love you. As we said, we wish to empower you with these words. We hope that you are practicing, staying in alignment. You're doing great. You have exciting times ahead. We'll talk to you again in another one. Ciao. I feel I feel so expansive after this. Like my heart space is really, he has a really, Jesus has a really, really, it's very healing energy to, you know, to vibrate like that. Oof, really powerful. All right, that's what I wanted to share. And now I'm gonna lay my hammock. Take it easy. Ciao.